My boyfriend knows I have AIDS, so much so that he's still willing to put a baby in me and put a ring on, which one? This finger right here. He's still willing to put a ring on. So y'all know I've come to terms that I don't know who gave me AIDS or HIV, right? So today I got a message about an interview that I should watch. And this interview happened to include a celebrity man. And this man has been with me and everybody else doing the same thing with everybody else.
Okay. 1, 2.
Girl, you better get a chair for this one, because this right here is honestly the messiest thing I've heard come out of Katt Williams' mouth since that Club Shay Shay interview. So just when we thought this saga involving the popular HIV and AIDS-infected model, Gina Tew, couldn't get any worse, Katt Williams just stepped into the chat to expose new info about all the other celebrities in Hollywood who are infected with the virus. And the list is way longer than you think. It now makes sense how Gina caught it right after she participated in those freak-offs. She said right out her mouth that these freak-offs were the major way she was funding her lifestyle, and she did them for years with no protection. Now, some of y'all may not know this, but even before Katt spilled all this, a couple of celebrities, including Beyonce, yes, Beyonce, were already accused of having not just HIV, but AIDS as well. Orlando Brown was the first to make this wild allegation during an IG rant some months ago. He didn't even bother throwing in any allegedlys in there. He was talking boldly like he had receipts to back it up. And it didn't help that around the same time Orlando said this, DaBaby had also just done an interview alluding to being invited by Diddy to a so-called secret meeting in his house, along with Beyonce and Jay-Z.
Dead yesterday, bitch, after I said Beyonce got AIDS. Why? Tell me, that's me. Why I wasn't dead after I said Beyonce got AIDS.
Beyonce, I was at a party at Diddy crib in LA. This was the beginning of 2020. You know what I mean? Diddy had put everybody else out the crib, like the influx of people he had put him out. But he had took a liking to me in particular around the time, man. It was really, you know what I mean, like putting his arm around me.
Right.
So he had put majority of the people out, but he allowed me to stay in there. Mm-hmm. Me and maybe about 15 others,
right.
Jay-Z and Beyonce being, two of the other 15 people in the room. So that'll just put into perspective of the type of company I was in
right.
at the moment, and she came over and introduced herself to me like as if she had to. Right. Beyonce, cut it out. But I'm a big fan of your work, you know what I'm saying? Whoop the whoop, and that was just dope. That was dope as hell to me, man. That was dope.
Oh, but it gets crazier from here. Now, of course, we don't know for sure if Beyonce has AIDS. However, we know Jay-Z wasn't the most faithful husband in the world, which exposed Beyonce to all kinds of infections. I mean, that's the whole reason she did Lemonade. This man was sleeping around behind her back and came back to get intimate with her as well. And not only that, it's also been alleged by Jaguar Wright and Rihanna's former assistant that Jay-Z supposedly had some infections of his own, which he passed on to Rihanna.
Hollywood. Well, she was my boss and gave my boss chlamydia. He's a prince in Africa, and so he came out here back in 2000. Right before that, they were around. I think she was, I don't know if it was Travis, I don't know who Rihanna was, but got dirty and got him dirty.
Understand why people keep talking about that. It was forever ago. They were both very young, and he had just had his first herpes outbreak from her giving him the herpes.
Ooh, my.
Like, how did, you know what I mean? Like people don't understand what happened that night. And that's because Jay-Z worked so hard to change the narrative of that night. Now, Rihanna was only 14, 15 when he started and signed to the death jail. It's clear to say that the herpes that she had came from the person she had been most involved with, and that was Sean Carter. So here it is. Chris Brown has his first herpes outbreak from a celebrity girlfriend who he was set up with, and it was supposed to be this and it was supposed to be that, and he was there so people wouldn't pay attention to the fact that she was Jay-Z. Underage. She gets in the car and started fighting on him because he embarrassed her for calling her a d- and saying in front of everybody that she gave him the herpes.
These rumors were fueled when Rihanna was slapped with a $10 million lawsuit by an unidentified man claiming she had given him herpes. At the time, reports were claiming Chris was the unidentified man behind the suit. The lawsuit read, "I did not jump Rihanna. She gave me herpes, and then when I threatened to file a lawsuit against her for not telling me she was infested with it, she began to hit herself in the face and throw herself against the walls, just as Jim Carrey did in the movie Liar, Liar. Then she turned around and blamed me for the matter as a form of punishment. And from the looks of it, these celebrities didn't just start getting infected recently. If y'all remember, some other big names like Magic Johnson, Eazy-E, and Craig Mack were also infected with it. Clearly, there is some nastiness going on in Hollywood that's causing all these people to catch the same diseases.
Well, let me say good after late afternoon. Because of the HIV virus that I have attained, I will have to retire from the Lakers today.
The dazzling career of one of the world's best-known athletes is over.
I just want to make clear, first of all, that I do not have the AIDS disease, because I know a lot of you want to know that, but the HIV virus.
Magic Johnson confirmed today that he has the AIDS virus.
Rap singer Eazy-E has lost his battle with AIDS just 10 days after revealing that he had the disease. The 31-year-old rapper died last night in a Los Angeles hospital. He was hospitalized last month for what he thought was asthma and said that he did not know how he contracted AIDS. Eazy-E, whose real name was Eric Wright, was a founding member of the band NWA. The band practically originated the hardcore style of gangster rap and was a huge influence in the rap community.
Coroner down there after his passing, the coroner said Craig had probably been sick between 10 and 11 years. Unmedicated. All those years.
Now, interestingly enough, Craig Mack was signed to Diddy's record label, Bad Boy. And guess who else is rumored to have HIV? Diddy. In fact, a lot of people are convinced he is the one who passed it on to Gina. Now, the thing with Gina is, she said she was homeless at one point while she was in New York. And y'all already know, New York was brought up in Diddy's trial a lot because it was one of the main cities where these so-called freak-off sessions were allegedly going down. So once people heard Gina say she was in New York, homeless, struggling, dealing with substances, and linking with celebrities for quick money, the dots started connecting. Gina has not publicly confirmed Diddy's name, so we're not saying that's facts. But baby, people are definitely side-eyeing the timeline.
So y'all know I've come to terms that I don't know who gave me AIDS or HIV, right? So today I got a message about an interview that I should watch. And this interview happened to include a celebrity man that I was sexually with for a few years, and I actually had feelings for this person. And let's just say this interview put a very bad light on this person. And I've dealt with cops over this person due to sexual conduct stuff that I thought was no big deal, so I brushed it off. But the fact that it's coming back to my face and they're telling me stuff about STDs and all this mess, and this man has been with me and everybody else doing the same thing with everybody else, and I don't know how to just brush it off anymore, because it's like, what if? You know, what if this is the person who did this to me and he's living his best life? But hey, you can't have assumptions because it just makes an ass out of you and me. That's what they say. I'll never know, right? But I just don't like seeing stuff like that. I wake up and it ruins my whole day because I'm like, I don't think about this stuff for that reason, because I don't want to even, I can't do anything about it. I have it now. I'm half blind from it. I'm dealing with it. But if you did this to me and you've been fronting to me about, it's a lot. It's a lot, y'all. I don't know what to do, but I'm not going to say too much. I'm just going to let it go. It's just too much that I've been seeing and I'm hearing is giving me, you did this to me. But I can't assume. And I'm gonna leave it there. Because it is what it is. Can't do anything about it, can you? Nope. You just can't.
And since we're already on the topic of Diddy allegedly passing on HIV, let's talk about Kim Porter's supposed tell-all book for a second. Because baby, an email from one of the publishers who was working with her leaked online, and some tea was spilled about how Diddy used to force Usher into some real intimate situations and even gave him an STD. The email read, "Some of the things in the book cover Diddy's gay relationships, footage of those encounters, the men he slept with, STDs, Diddy giving Usher an STD, and the explosive encounter between Diddy and Usher's mom." A lot of people were quick to believe this, because back in 2017, Usher got sued by a woman who said he gave her herpes. She said he didn't tell her he was diagnosed back in 2009, and according to her, she started having symptoms, did a little Googling, and that's when she saw reports about him catching STDs from Diddy. So she decided to get tested. And guess what? It came out positive. And baby, this situation got even messier when people remembered that just last year, another man filed a lawsuit against Diddy as John Doe and accused him of allegedly exposing him to HIV. According to the lawsuit, the man said he was working as a music industry intern back in late 2014 when he ended up at an after-party in Valverde that was hosted by Diddy. He said after having only 2 or 3 drinks, he started feeling weird, like something was off. Then he blacked out, and the next thing he remembered was waking up to someone he believes may have been Diddy doing things to him. Now, according to him, when he first got tested for STDs, everything came back negative. But months later, he said doctors told him he had contracted HIV. So of course, once people saw that lawsuit, they immediately started connecting it to all the other rumors floating around Diddy and these freak-off parties. And if you've been paying attention to Diddy, then you already know Katt Williams has been calling him out for years. So when word got out that Katt allegedly also suspects that Diddy is responsible for Gina's condition, they believe it. According to Katt, Diddy tried to pull Katt into that same freak-off world multiple times by offering him $50 million. Not once, but 4 different times. But Katt said he turned it down every single time because he already knew what came with that money.
Who gonna turn down $50 million? Now, I've had to turn down $50 million 4 times. 4 times, just to protect my integrity and that virgin hole I was telling you about. Right, because P. Diddy be wanting to party. And you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no. I did. All of these big deviants is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is. It's any of them. All lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way.
Then, in a later interview, Katt doubled down and called Diddy a demon, saying there's real spiritual warfare going on behind the scenes. He basically made it clear that he sees these industry parties as something way darker than just celebrities getting together to drink and dance. Katt even admitted that when he did show up to those kinds of parties, he wasn't there to participate. He was there to watch, observe, and clock who was in the room. He said he's anti-establishment, so if he's at a Diddy party, he's there to see what's really going on and what people are getting out of being there. I know demons are powerful, but I also know why they're powerful. There's cold spiritual warfare going on out here. He also said he attended industry parties specifically as an observer. I'm anti-establishment. Even if I'm at the Diddy party, I'm there to tell. I'm there to see who is in here and what y'all get from being in here. As usual, people had their thoughts, like this person who said, Diddy gave so many HIV and had them on an NDA so he had them under control, so they would never speak. Most didn't get paid. You gotta walk away with their life. Another person said, Diddy has been out here giving everybody that Diddy dose. You want a record deal? First, you have to sacrifice your immune system. But now I want to know your thoughts. What do you think about Katt coming out to expose all these infected celebrities? And do you really think Diddy has any real involvement at all in Gina's AIDS diagnosis? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And don't forget to click here to watch this other very messy video.